It is Friday night and we are live here, Friday Night Pint, and I have a pint. Pint. I've seen the complaints about the lack of pints on the pint theme shows, so I got a pint. So we're going to be talking about
Thanks for giving us the heads up, then.
What's that?
I said, thanks for giving us the heads up because we're sitting here without pints.
Well, you fucking should have just got a pint here. It was the last minute I grabbed the pint. Diouf has been linked with a move to Manchester United. Apparently, they are heavily interested in the left backs. When we're talking about that news, and also talking about potentially what we think he's worth if we'd sell him at all. Also, we'll be looking ahead to the massive Brentford game, Brentford away tomorrow, 3:00, as well as the Tottenham Villa game, as that is massively important for the relegation battle, and anything else that pops up. So, lads, happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Yeah, happy Friday, mate.
Yes, good to see you. I don't know if you saw anything about this, the Diouf news. It was reported in The Guardian, TalkSport have been reporting it. I've had Man United fans messaging me about it. They're obviously looking to improve in that area. Luke Shaw is the one who's been sort of starting, but it's been reported that they're looking at him as a future prospect, that he's not going to come in and start straight away. He'll come in and sort of be an understudy with a view to being their main man. What do you think of the news first? And we'll talk about whether we'll sell him. I mean, can you see us selling him?
Yes.
I think it depends what league we're in, isn't it, really? I mean, if we stay up, then look, if we stay up, I mean, it depends what Man United are going to offer. I mean, what is he worth? I mean, I've said it before. I mean, Diouf's a hard one to judge because some weeks he looks like one of the best left backs in the world, and next week he looks like he don't know how to play football. He's just so inconsistent for me. And would I say he's worth more than 50 million at the moment? Probably not, if I'm being honest. If Man United offers 50 million for him, I'd take that. But look, I'd love him to stay. I think he's got huge potential. He's obviously an international player. But just at the moment, I mean, he's had a very hit and miss season. But look, we can say that about most of the players in our squad.
Yeah, it's hard to really pin it on Diouf. Like I said, but 1 minute, like you said, he'll do something brilliant and he'll do something shocking at the same time. I said, if you're 40 mil is something that is probably like the bottom for what I go. He is very young. Potential. To me, he's an AFCON winner. I don't care what any of that bollocks is, right? He won that tournament.
No.
To me, he's an AFCON winner. So there's a lot of potential in this market. In today, you're looking at someone like Man United with money. I think we've got to be looking at least 40 mil for Diouf. At least. We got him for about what did we get him for? About 20?
20 mil on the dot.
Yeah. It was around about 20 mil. So if we got 40 to 50. I want to keep him. I want to develop him, but it wouldn't be the most heartbreaking sale.
Mate, I'll be honest with you. I'm going to be totally honest with you. If they come in 40, 50 million, I'll drive in there myself. And I know people are going to say he's potential and he's 21 and all that, but like, I think Ollie Scholes, he's just as young as him, and we can develop him into a left back. I haven't been that impressed with Diouf. Diouf started the season well. And as you said, everyone's sort of, hasn't had a good season. There's been players that have had a good season. I've heard other transfer rumours as well. But it all depends what we're going to do with the money. If that money gets swallowed up, I wouldn't sell him, obviously. But if that money goes towards signing someone like Disasi, I would sell him because we need a solid centre-back partnership. Left backs, he went to the African Cup of Nations. And although we didn't have a great time, we didn't have a fucking great time when he came back either, to be quite honest with you. So it was, it was a couple of games before we started getting going again and he started playing again. I'm one of them ones. I think that if that sort of money came in and we can reinvest that into the squad and it stops a couple of the big hitters from going, the likes of Somerville, Fernandez, Bowen, anything like that. I mean, obviously, depending on the division, if we drop out the division, then it's a free for all. But depending on the division we're in, if we're in the Premier League, and he's one of the ones that we need to raise money, I would sell him. Because I think he's irreplaceable.
I like Ollie Scholes, right? But if we was to sell Diouf with a view to going more Scholes as our man, I would be uncomfortable with that.
I don't think it would
the
be
thing is,
totally Scholes. I don't think I think they would get someone else in.
yeah, but yeah, I wouldn't. If they go, well, do you know what? We'll get Scholes and then maybe someone to compete for him. Like Diouf has cemented himself as our clear first choice left back this season.
Of course.
What also I like about Diouf and what he brings is his pace and his power. You know, that ability to drive forward and his ability to link up with some of them on the left. I think we were desperate for pace at the start of the season. We did get a bit of pace in. I wouldn't like to see us get rid of pace in Diouf on that side and then not replace the similar profile. You know.
Yeah, no, I agree, mate, and I think that I think, as Nicky said, I think Diouf is replaceable. I think you can go out and just get someone as good, if not better than him.
Chilwell,
but
I would
like
go
you
for.
said, if you go out and you go and get the money and you invest in Disassi and get him into the club, I think that'd be a huge sign. I wouldn't want Ollie Scholes to be first choice left back. I think Scholes has obviously got potential, but I think that we would need to obviously bring someone else in, but. Yeah, it depends on the money, really. It depends. But as I said, I'm not going to sit here and slate Diouf because I do like him. And, you know, there are some weeks I look at him and I think, fucking hell, what a blessing it is to have a left back that just puts the ball in the box. But then sometimes I look at him and think, have you over it that? Have you under it that? He's just one of them players. But I think he's decent.
Yeah. I personally, I think Ben Chilwell. I don't even know how old he is. It feels like he's in his 30s, and he's a bit injury prone. And I don't think that.
Well, don't forget as well, you got Andy Robinson out of contract.
Yeah. Good.
Bring him in, free transfer, decent left back. But I don't know. It depends.
Like I said, I think I would like to have someone that has that pace, you know what I mean, and the legs there. I don't want to see us end up getting rid of the young players and the energy and the pace out of the team and replace them with older players, even though I think I wouldn't be against signing some experience in the team. But if we remember just how slow of a fucking team we were, like last season and the season before, it was painful. So yeah, I wouldn't like to see us get rid of some of these young, quicker players for older, experienced players that are a bit slower. But yeah, I think Chilwell himself. Oh, he's played Strasbourg, does he?
Yeah, he plays for Strasbourg.
I know he was a bit of a sick note at Chelsea.
Yeah, he's one of them ones. He's like Emerson. I think Emerson was 29 when we signed him. You know, and he wasn't. You know, he's no spring chicken, but although it didn't start well for him, it's one of them ones. Like it's a difficult position left back because the modern day left back is he's a multitasker. They don't necessarily sign the best defenders because Diouf definitely isn't the best defender in the world. And to be honest, nor is Ollie Scholes. You know, Ollie Scholes has got to work on fucking cutting them crosses out. But you know, it's one of them positions where you can pick up an Andy Robertson. You know, Andy Robertson. You know, I don't know how old Andy Robertson is. Maybe he's 30 for free transfer. You know, I think that's smart business because he will come. He will come in. He will tutor Ollie Scholes. He's one of them ones that won everything in the game. There's nothing he hasn't won. And you know, he's one of them ones that can. You know,
the thing is, someone's just said there. Look at the ball that Diouf put in last week, and yeah, it was a world class cross. But then go and look at the week before when we played Palace. That is what I'm talking about, Diouf. Like 1 week he can put balls in like that, and then 1 week he's overwritten them, underwritten them. So look, yeah, it's I agree with what Dan's saying. He's got pace and he gets up and down, and that's what I do like about Diouf. And I think that's where we have sort of improved over the last 7 or 8 weeks now, where we are getting a little bit more pace in the team, and he is obviously definitely one of them players.
Yeah. I think that's it. I think that's obviously a lot of things. Anything that we talk about now is going to be sort of based on whether we stay up or not. Like if we go down, then we'll always talk about 40 mil. You know, we'll probably end up maybe looking at 30 mil and it'll be out of our hands anyway. But apparently the club have said that well, a report came out. The club said they're not looking to sell the likes of Fernandes and some of the bright young players. I mean, they're going to say that sometimes. Doesn't mean it's definitely not going to happen. But we're going to have some of these clubs try to get these players, these promising players from us, and we'll have to see. If we go down, then they're all going, But if we stay up,
someone just said there that Walker Peters can play left back, so that could be a possibility. Someone that can slot in at left. But I've been quite impressed with Walker Peters over the last couple of weeks, and he doesn't always get the game time that he needs.
You've only got to go back to Graham Potter, and Wan-Bissaka can play left back.
Yeah,
when he's played right backs, left backs, right backs, centre backs up front, goalkeeper in midfield.
Yeah, I know. Look how that turned out. I think Kyle Walker Peters as a backup left back is good. I don't know if I'd have him as the main option and get rid of someone like Diouf, and then Kyle Walker Peters is on the left and then Wan-Bissaka's on the right. Was it Graham always says square pegs, round holes? Shout out to Graham.
Yeah.
Congrats on his run.
Yeah, congratulations, Graham. He can't put fourth place in the trophy cabinet. That's another favourite of Graham's. Love that.
Put the ball in the corridor of uncertainty. That's what Diouf does.
Yeah. Put it in the corridor of uncertainty. Yeah, I remember that.
Pushing his hands.
Pushing his hands.
I was with Graham last night. I said to him, "How's your legs?" He went, "Yeah, I'm all right now. Yeah, I'm all right."
I'll tell you what.
I'm going for a run. I'm going for a run tomorrow.
We've known that geezer for 25 years probably, and he's in the shape of his life. I've never seen him look better. Honestly, he's absolutely fucking smashing it, Graham. He's got to be close to 60.
What?
Yeah, I was watching. No, but he's got to be close to 50 now. And fucking hell.
Fair, I thought you was being generous with 60.
Yeah, but he's looking so fucking well. I'm very proud of him as well. And
when I was in Butlins with him last year, I went to look at his passport and he took it away from me.
Yeah,
he wouldn't show me the date.
Yeah, but I've also heard the rumours that they've Liverpool are looking at them three that you just mentioned, Bowen, Fernandes and Somerville for 160 million. I don't know what one of them they want for that.
Yeah, I mean,
it's that time of the year where every player gets linked. Look, 2 weeks ago, it was Mavropanos wanted out the door. So yeah, you're just gonna get this now. All these players are gonna get linked away with these clubs. It just depends on what league we're in. That's the main thing. So as long as we stay in the Premier League, we'll have a good chance of keeping hold of some of these players because we have to keep hold of them.
Yeah. No, we have to. We have to. It's inevitable. We have to keep hold of them.
It's going to happen. Listen, let's be honest, right? We can all say it's like bollocks, whatever. Let's be realistic. These are quality players that I think have the ability to play for sides like Liverpool. Like they're going to come in for these players. There's going to be interest. Like, don't think that it's not. It's just on whether we can stick to our guns and say either no or put a big price tag on these players that either force them to piss off or have to pay over the odds. That's what it has to come down to. So let's see how much bollocks we got.
Well, this is it. At the end of the day, there's a little team that might be going down that we could probably pick a few players off of. They've done it to us over the years.
Would you want to take any of their players?
I'll take Kulusevski if he's in any nick.
I'll take that Ghanaian geezer that we that is injured for them at the minute. We need a plate washer. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Kulusevski is probably the one for me. Maybe Van der Ven, someone I would take.
Yeah, we're not getting Van der
Ven. I don't think Van der Ven's going to come to us.
No,
I'm just talking about players I would take off him.
Oh yeah.
No, I don't even think I'd take him. No bollocks at all.
Yeah, so yeah, let's just hope it's them and not us. That's the main thing, I want to make sure that.
Yeah, look, that's a player I agree with, Archie Gray. That's one player I would take from there, 100%.
Yeah,
brilliant.
I think he'll stay. I think he'll stay at Spurs if they go down.
They're talking about that. I mean, we keep on slipping into Spurs, but they're talking about selling him if they stay up. And I think that's mental.
Yeah. But I think if they go down, they'll keep him because he'll play, and I think he'll be a big part of what they'll to get him back up.
I mean, we spoke about it off air, didn't we? Saying like that it could all be over next week. Like, obviously, there's a lot of ifs and buts and a lot of football to play in between now and then. But if we win tomorrow and they lose, and we win next weekend, they lose. Like, that's it, done. They're relegated. So we just have to keep our fingers crossed. We just need to win our game, win tomorrow. And look, Arsenal's going to be difficult, but we don't know what frame of mind Arsenal's going to be in when we play them. So they could be out of the Champions League by next week. But then again, Arsenal, if they win their next 6 games in a row, they'll have their best season ever. They'll have 2 trophies probably in their cabinet this season. So it's a lot of football to play, but it's exciting. I'd rather be mid-table, if I'm honest. I'd rather be cruising around in mid-table. I don't want to be in this relegation battle.
Yeah,
but
it is fucking dodgy.
If you'd have offered me this position around Christmas time, I think I'd have bit your hand off for it. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't think we was going to be in this position, especially when they had that chance to go 12, 13 points clear, and we was like 9 behind Forest, and we lost. Who did we lose at home to? I think it might have been when we lost to, was it Wolves and Brentford?
Yeah, them
I remember them two.
Leeds
Back
and
to back.
Brentford.
Yeah, when we lost.
Brentford, Wolves, wasn't it?
So yeah, it's a big weekend this weekend. They've got Villa away, who obviously lost last night in Europa League. Let's see what mood they're in on Sunday because I think they kick off at 7:00 on Sunday night. There's some weird kick-off times this weekend.
Yeah, I know. It's all over the shop. That Newcastle game next week is the weirdest one. 5:30 on a 5:30 on a Sunday or something. Yeah, I've never heard of it. Like,
let me read some of these comments. Like, the J Down, nice. That's good.
Yeah, got it off. Look.
So let's read some comments. Gibbo says, I think he's talking about Diouf.
Yeah, it must be. Yeah,
he's worth 100 million. I don't care what anyone says. Well, we can't convince you otherwise. Then,
if we can get 100 million for him, happy day.
Andy Robertson's 32. So
there's one in there that I started. I mean, I don't know what the fuck that says.
Oh, it's this one. Aim feed up of guy won't sell all the players. Let's see where are who say he won't to leave. Aim West Ham supporter before all you lot from 1974.
I think what they're trying to say is I'm fed up with you guys wanting to sell all the players. Let's see where we are. Who says he wants to leave? I'm a West Ham supporter before you lot from 1974. Well done, mate, for being born before me. That deserves a pat on the back. But
this geezer, right? I'm just thinking there's some bloke that's been in the Weatherspoons all afternoon.
Yeah.
He's logged on, and he's like fucking typing away, and it's like.
I have got no idea what you're fed up with because we ain't selling anyone, mate. It's not our fucking decision at the end of the day. Like we ain't got the power to sell anyone. We're asking the question if he has to go.
I don't know whether this geezer's saying that he's been a West Ham supporter before all us lot from 1974, saying that we were born in 1974.
No, I think he was a West Ham fan from 19. He's been a West Ham fan since 19. Well, I can't listen, born in 82.
Enjoy the rest of your time, mate. Send me a table number and I'll get you a tray of shots.
Yeah, we'll get you.
I don't know if he needs it. I've seen that message. Bloody, I think he's had enough.
Yeah, maybe we'll get you a fucking dinner.
Yeah, like listen, it's. This is what we do. Like, stories come out and we speak about stories of things that's happening in West Ham. It's just a story that's come out about the youth being linked with Man United. So we go, what do we think? Would we sell him? What's he worth? What do we think? Should we keep him? Like, that's just what it is. Conversation.
I think this is the problem with social media, right? People log on to us, especially the older generation. And I'm not having a go at any of the older generation. Some of them are fucking absolute. But they think we're sitting here talking truths, like we can make the decisions. We're just talking about it, mate. It's not like, what are you fed up with? We're not selling anyone. We ain't got the fucking power to sell it. What you fed up with? Fed up with me saying that you'd sell anyone? Well, I'm fed up with people drinking in the fucking Wetherspoons all afternoon and then fucking typing on their keyboards, yeah. So
hang on, we don't know that he was in the Wetherspoons.
well, it looks like it, mate.
He might be a more reputable.
It's funny because when I remember when we first started doing this channel, we used to get a lot of grief off of the older fans, and now a lot of them older fans that used to give us grief now do podcasts and do their own YouTube channels and things like that. So
yeah, like don't take it too seriously, mate. Like, you know, all of these negative comments about this and about that, and you know, just chill, mate. We're just talking. You know what I mean? Like, imagine in the pub when you're talking in the pub with your mates about who's good and who's not good, and oh fucking hell, I've lost my camera.
Go and get 6 bombs for a fiver.
Being in the pub and going, oh, did you see that story about Diouf to Man United? And some bloke comes up and goes, oh, why are you selling him? Why are you selling Diouf?
I'm fucking fed up with you lot talking about that. Just chill.
What are you selling him for? I'm sitting here on table 46 waiting for me £5 fry up with a beer and a burger.
Well, there's nothing wrong with a £2 fry up, mate. I've had one of them before. Little egg, little sausage.
I'm saying there is. I'm just saying.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Don't get too offended. You know, we're not the be all and end all. You know, we're just talking like you talk. You know, so just with
a camera in front.
Chill out, mate. Just chill out.
Chill, Winston. We need Disasi more than a left back, and it is only for that reason that we should sell Diouf only for the right price. There we go. Left backs are so hard to get. It is quite hard to get a quality left back. I suppose we've struggled there, haven't we? Shout out to Coral. If it is a toss-up between selling Diouf or Mavropanos, sell the former all day long and use the money for Disasi. Now, we never thought we'd say that before a ball was kicked. Yeah. It's
funny with Mavropanos because, like, he's the way he's played and everyone's sort of, like, falling in love with him. He's been fucking brilliant. But, the way people used to slate him, like,
mate,
and so sometimes, even at the beginning of the season, someone done a montage of him the other day and like the mistakes he was making and penalties he was giving away, like him and Kilman. And like, I just thought Harry's turned and you know what? Disasi's obviously got a big part to play, but something must have just clicked with Mavropanos. And once you have a couple of good games, your confidence goes sky high. And when you start winning games, and he's been unreal. And when you watch him last week, and over the last few weeks, you think to yourself, you know, where has this player been? Like, you can see why years ago Arsenal see something in him, and then it didn't work out, and then he's obviously gone on and he's joined us, and it's just.
What did we buy him for? We bought him for something like £2 million, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was ridiculous money.
Yeah. It was something. I'm sure it was something like that, or maybe it wasn't. Maybe I'm making that up.
Mavropanos. Yeah. I think it was something between 12 and 18 mil. I want to say.
Really, I thought it was about 2.
No, it weren't 2. It definitely weren't 2.
No, it's like it's
12
once
million.
They get a bit of confidence and things go your way, and you start enjoy going into training, and that's for most of the players. Like, I mean, even over the last couple of weeks, I mean, we spoke about him so much since he's joined the club. But Souček last week was like a warrior. You know, I even forgot about that header he cleared off the line, to flick it onto the crossbar. You know, I think this is the difference between the likes of us and Tottenham. We've got a Thomas Souček and they haven't. And that is the difference. We've got someone that's going to fucking get stuck in, put their head in, get the odd goal, defend. And, it's just, fair play to them too. Special mention to the Greek Maldini.
With Mavropanos as well, like, sometimes you can look bad with playing with, and listen, and I hate to say this because Kilman, he's going to have to move on for his own sake, but he's been poor.
You know what? Right? You saying about Kilman just quickly. So I done that event with Colton Cole last night, and he was talking about Kilman, and he said that like Kilman is so loved in that club, like he's so good in the dressing room, even though he hasn't been playing. He said he's always in there. He's always geeing the players up. He wants everyone to win. He obviously wants to play, but he knows he's going for a bad time at the moment. Yeah. But the players love him. The staff love him, and they're all putting their arm around him. And look, hopefully, you never know. He could have a Mavropanos moment next season. He could improve. It's hard to see that at the moment, but It's just the way he was talking about him last night. You can see he's not a fucking bad person. He's just going through a bad time. And sometimes, like when you're going through a bad time, the worst thing is people kicking you when you're down. But the problem is with football, it costs you results, and that's
when
the problem.
You're down, then you bring the whole fucking club down. That's the problem. Like, and you know, every time he's played, and that Leeds game was really upsetting for me because he was having a fucking good game. He was having a really good game. And I thought to myself, maybe this is the turning point. And then all of a sudden he makes 2 mistakes and he costs 2 goals. And then you think to yourself, like, you know, when it rains, it pours, doesn't it? You know what I mean? Like every time he plays, disaster follows him, you know? And unfortunately for him, Disarcy's come in, and Disarcy, although people thought he wasn't going to work out straight away, he has, and he's absolutely turned our fortunes around. He's turned our defensive, our defensive fortunes around, and you cannot risk bringing that back in, and that's unfortunate for Kilman because, you know, if we'd have been mid-table, he might have got a couple more chances to put him in the shop window, but the likelihood is we're not going to see fucking Kilman ever again, and I think that's the best thing for us and the best thing for him because he needs to move his career. Because I told you,
that's if we find someone to buy him. He's on a lot of money.
Yeah, I know.
But
I think for his sake, if he wants to fucking get his career back going again, he needs to fucking lower them wage demands. Because if I was running around earning the money he earns and making the mistakes I earn, I'd look at myself and think I'm not worth that. You know, you have to be honest.
We say that all the time about players, but they never do it. They never do it.
Well, if he wants to play football, Dan, he's not going to play football here. I wouldn't have him anywhere near.
I know, but everyone says that about their players, and players choose to just sit on ride on a bench and pick up their wages. We say it all the time. They don't do it. When's the last time you really heard about a player going, "Yeah, I'll drop my"? It's so rare.
Yeah, unfortunately,
he's just not going to do it. I'd be shocked if he does it.
Yeah, but there we go.
So
come on, Gilman.
Yeah, so I am actually rooting for him. When he was having that good game against Leeds, I was really fucking happy that he was having a good game. Because you know what people don't fail to realise is when they have good games, we have good games. You know what I mean? Like they ain't going out there to play badly. You know, they ain't going out there to be shit. They're just going through a bad patch. You know, and as I said before, like I remember watching Kilman at Wolves one year. And I was looking at him and thinking, that is a player I would really want. I think he would fucking smash it in our side. And unfortunately, it hasn't happened for him, you know. But, you know, nobody goes out there to play badly. You know, no one goes out there to look bad, you know. And unfortunately, that's what people got to remember. Like, you know, they're not doing it on purpose. It's just unfortunate. And that's why I was really rooting for him. But then he makes some mistakes and he's just thinking, we can't risk that. You know, we're out the FA Cup because of that. We're possibly out of an FA Cup final because of that. You know, and it's... You know, it's not good. So,
shout out to Ryan Chapman, $4.99 super chat. Cheers, Ryan. Nikki, which part of Tunisia are you going to? I'm off to Sousse from the 4th of May to the 14th of May. Would be lovely to meet up again, mate. Keep up the good work.
I'll be honest, mate. I don't know where I'm going. I ain't got a fucking clue.
Just get on the plane.
Somewhere sunny, yeah.
I'm going. I think I'm going Greece in August, but I don't know what part I'm going to. It's just one of the ones that it's been booked, and I'm just literally just got to turn up and get on a plane.
Well, I made the booking. I made the booking about a month ago when I was sitting here fucking in a coat, fucking freezing my bollocks off, and then all of a sudden I was thinking I need to get some sun and all that, and I booked this holiday, and now we're about to go. It's absolutely fucking blazing out there, you know. So. There we go.
Yeah. Looking at it, Brentford game tomorrow, huge. Don't have to say it really. I mean, it's just pointless to even say it. But I mean, our record there is atrocious. Our record against Brentford is atrocious. I think in the league we've lost every game and drawn one, if I'm not mistaken. But they've got some injuries. Henderson is 50-50. He's actually done decent for them. So they're going to make a decision on Henderson, and I can't remember the other players. 2 players they're making a decision on tomorrow. So look, they've really struggled in the league. They've not won a game for quite a while. They've been drawing games.
I watched them on Monday against United. They actually looked all right. They played
that was good
at times. What's their striker? Is he Tiago? Is it
Thiago? Yeah.
Yeah. So I agree, though, mate. I think it's going to be a difficult game tomorrow, but it's such a must-win game, isn't it? Imagine if we get 3 points tomorrow and Tottenham lose, and you have that 5-point gap. You know,
Getting into the last three.
Yeah, because if they lose and we draw, it's a 3-point gap, but they've got better goal difference. So it's not really. It don't feel as.
And we've got Arsenal next week.
Yeah, and plus we play all our games. Our next 3 games were all played before they play.
Yeah.
So it could be a bit of an advantage. It could be a disadvantage, obviously, if we lose. It gives them a boost, but yeah.
But we've got to go into that game tomorrow, looking at it, and thinking to yourself, we've got to capitalise on their poor form. We're in good form, they're in poor form, and that's what you've got to do. You've got to go in there, play your best team, fucking batter them from fucking minute one, defensively fucking sweep up. We've beat them already in the FA Cup. I know it was on penalties, but with a B team, go out there with your A team and fucking smash them off the fucking park. That's what we're doing. At the end of the day, right? You said it right now, right? There is 360 minutes left of football to play this season. That's it. For 360 minutes, give your absolute all. Give it all. Do whatever
plus injury time.
Plus injury. But give it everything, because at the moment, we are sending them down and we're staying. And I don't care if it's Spurs, but we're sending them down and we're staying up. You run that fucking for 360 minutes, you give everything. You fucking do your fucking absolute utmost to get them wins fucking by hook or crook, then we're staying up.
I've been seeing Spurs fans all week, and even today I see a video where they're trying to work it all out. Somehow they reckon they're getting 3 wins out of the next 4 when they've won once since December. But now, even with more injuries, they're all of a sudden they're going to win. They're going to win.
Oh, I've seen 4 in 4. They're going to win 4 in 4.
Yeah. Do you know what that is? That's desperation. That's just like they're just clutching now. You know what I mean?
If they did win 4 in 4, or so did we. That'd be the funniest thing ever.
Listen, if they win 4 in 4, then they'll deserve to stay up if we don't pick up our points. But it's I watch them and I just like sitting there. They're all doing their videos, like working it out, adding it up. This is we're going to win this game 2-0, and they just ain't got a clue, have they?
No, it's like, I don't know whether it's just because they aren't used to being here, but I can't say they aren't used to being. They're used to fucking things up. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm thinking to myself, like, is that what big clubs think they should be doing? They think they've got a right to turn up at these fucking football teams and wipe them off the park. I see someone having a laugh the other day about when they beat us at home. And I'm like, that was like the second game of the fucking season. You're in the relegation. Have some fucking shame. Do you know what I mean? Like, have some fucking shame. Like, look at what's happening. Spurs.
Oh yeah, they did, didn't they? Yeah, I forgot about that. Fucking
yeah,
that
it's 3-0.
We beat them up on that more recently.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But that's what you're saying. Oh, we fucking battered you cunts at home and all that sort of. Yeah, 1 of 2 wins at home. 1 of 2. That's it.
That makes honestly, Graham Potter sums it up. That sums him up right there, doesn't it?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it's I'll let them get on with it. Let them talk, because they're talking themselves into oblivion. At the end of the day, I was already resigned to going down. So, as long as we fight for every fucking point, if that happens and they get 4 wins out of 4, good luck to them. And we go down and we'll take it. But they are still sitting there after losing every game and struggling to beat Wolves and turning around again. We're going to win the next 4. They've got Aston Villa away, Chelsea away, Leeds at home, and Everton at home. And they're going to win 4 out of 4. No problem, according to them. So, listen, we'll see. Only the proof is in the pudding.
I think last week would have really dented them, because they've gone away to Wolves. They've won 1-0, first win in fucking how long, and then all of a sudden they look at that and they see we've won as well. That must be like fucking hell. And I go back to like that Abraham Grant season when we started doing it. we started picking up results and just everyone just kept winning. You're like, fucking hell, just stop winning, just please. But it's it's a big weekend of football. We just got to get our job done. Listen, it's if we win, all we've got to do is match their results and we stay up.
I'm worried about hearing apparently we're carrying some knocks in the team. I don't think anyone's going to be missing, but you just worry that
mind games.
Yeah, maybe it is mind games. I hope it's mind games.
But the injuries they've got is ridiculous amounts of injuries. Like them two that have just gone out. Like Harry Redknapp used to have an old saying, "Down to the bare bones, mate." I think they're past out. I think they're down to the marrow. That's how fucking much injuries they've got. But,
look, it's unfortunate for them, but not us.
It's funny. Like, did you see last week that Everton fans wrote to the PGMOL about that fucking handball?
Yeah,
did you see that?
I see that. Yeah.
Have some fucking shame, man. Have some fucking shame. Like, what do you want?
Pickford nearly breaking fucking Tatty's ankle.
People saying to me, like, he's jumping. How the fuck is he meant to get out of the way if he's jumping? I said, yeah, well, how'd you jump? Like a fucking arrow then? Like a spear? Just fucking like a drop kick to the ankle? Is that how fucking people jump, is it?
And it's not the first time he's done it. Obviously, you remember what he'd done Van Dijk. He'd done someone else as well. I think an Arsenal player a couple of years ago as well. So
and Van Dijk.
Yeah, Van Dijk. But yeah, it's I mean, look.
Yeah, I think
that, didn't it?
But it evened itself out in the same game. We should have had a pen. They should have had a pen.
This is it, right? And this is, I mean, I'll do the podcast with the two relegation rivals every week, and they were sitting there moaning about it. It's like, you know, that's the thing with Tottenham fans. It's everyone else's fault but their own, you know, and they're moaning about injuries. Well, whose fucking fault's that? Is it our fault that people are getting injured? Like, I can't work it out. I think that was blaming the pitch. The pitch that they've been playing on for 6 years.
Yeah, but that's their fault. That's part of it. It's not just, you know, the squad on the pitch. It's all the stuff that goes behind. They had Xavi Simons, right? Their medical team. He'd done his ACL. They're getting him to fucking jump up and down.
Yeah.
And then they sprayed his knee with freeze spray.
Yeah.
Magic sponge. I see it come out. Super sponge.
Don't cry about, oh, it's so unfair. Like your club are run by clowns. Like, so is ours, but yours are obviously shown to be bigger clowns this season if you go down. So that's just what it is. Blame your club. Don't blame fate. Don't blame the refs. Don't blame the FA. It's just what it is.
I swear, someone said there, I've never had such a... I'm going to get it up, the letter. I'm going to read it. Everton supporters write a strong...
To whom it may concern.
Yeah,
what are you doing?
Right, a strongly worded letter to PGMO as 3 key questions asked. Let's have a look what these fucking 3 key questions asked. Let me go and see this letter. Go on, talk between yourself. I'll find it.
They're not going to give you like retrospective points. It's just a waste of time just to show like, oh, look, I'm outraged. Like,
it's not like Scousers don't complain about things, though, is it?
It's ridiculous. It really is. There we go.
Right. Let me get this letter up. Can I zoom in on that? No, hold on.
Letter of authority.
I got to have a look. They do make me laugh. Right, let's have a look at this letter.
We'll be waiting your fucking response, you bastard.
It's something like that. Yeah, something like that. Right. Can I fucking zoom in on it? Why don't you let me zoom in? There we go. There's something.
I'm going to post it to the House of fucking Commons, you fucking bastards. You fucking cost us. Fucking 3 fucking points. Going to go all the way back home to fucking Liverpool now, you fucking bastards.
Right, there we go. Standard of officiating a decision regarding Everton Football Club. Decisions. Not one, just decisions. Dear Mr. Webb, over the past few months, we've seen a number of decisions made by referees against Everton Football Club that we believe are not consistent with officiating seen in other matches. We are, as Everton Fans Forum, feel that now is the right time to contact you regarding this to highlight our concerns and seek response from both yourself and the referees involved in the decisions. When taking your position, you stated, I'm really keen to make use of VAR consistent. The VARs at Stockley Park each weekend are recognising the incidents and clear situations and the ones to get involved and not the ones that could be or might be decisions because they may have different views on what might be. What the fuck does that even say? But they will all recognise consistently when a decision is clearly wrong. We feel the standards have deviated significantly from your initial aspiration. We acknowledge the difficulty in refereeing football matches in such high-profile arena as is the Premier League and FA Cup. But it is because of this high profile that we expect a high standard of officiating. Oh, that's it. Because they're in the Premier League, fuck everyone else. We expect better with consistent and transparent decisions. Although the grievances listed within this letter are from Evertonians, as the Everton Fans Forum, fans of all clubs are expressing their similar issues. Well, I wasn't fucking moaning. In essence, the way matches are officiated and having negative impact on the enjoyment and love of our game. Then they started. Below some of the decisions were incorrect, and they've listed all of the fucking things that they've had wrong against them. I can't zoom in, but
in their unbiased opinion, of course.
Yeah, in their unbiased. On the opening weekend of the Premier League, Michael Keane had a goal disallowed versus Fulham for a challenge on the goalkeeper. Oh, a few weeks later on the 23rd, the Wolves and Newcastle games. Newcastle awarded a goal for. I'm assuming for what was. What the fuck? Dominic Calvert-Lewin's goal overturned at Tottenham for a foul on Andre Gomez in December 23. He don't even fucking play for him anymore.
Fucking hell, they're going all the way back to 2020.
Yeah. No penalty awarded for a shirt pull by a Tottenham player on Amadou Onana, and another one that don't play for him anymore, in the same game versus Tottenham. Yet a few days later, on the 28th of December, in the Brighton versus Tottenham fixture, the same Tottenham player committed an identical foul on a Brighton player, resulting in a penalty to Brighton. A penalty given for handball against Amadou, but these players don't even fucking play for him. Amadou Onana on the 27th of December 23. Yet the Tottenham versus Man United game on the 19th of September 23, 2 months before that, Christian Romero made a similar block, although not protecting his face, yet no penalty. I mean, yeah.
Fucking hell, what are they going to say soon? Peter Reid in 1974.
Yeah. Peter Beardsley went down in the penalty area in 1980. He wasn't given a penalty. Yeah. But fuck me. Come on, boys. Come on.
So what did that achieve?
I know what Dan was thinking. Probably the same as me when that went up. Fuck me, that's a long letter. This is going to take ages. Yeah. I just don't get it, mate. It's fucking everyone's. Oh fuck, what's happening here?
He's put there. So yeah, but on injuries, Brentford could have as many as 6 players out tomorrow. So we won't get a better time to break that fucking Brentford curse that we've had over the years. It's just all about, I guess. I mean, I expect Nuno to probably not make any changes with the team. I think he might keep the same. A lot of questions will be asked on Callum Wilson. He come out and sort of rejected the idea of him being a super sub and said, "Nah, if I'm on from the start and I get more minutes, I'll score more goals."
I spoke about this earlier on in the week. His comments were very damning and very telling about the relationship he's got with Nuno, and I think that's something that Nuno has to work on, his relationship with people like that. Because when he said, when he turned around and said, and I made this, and people again talking about me, talking about negative. I'm just talking about what he said. They asked him why he wasn't jumping around, and he was very calm. He said probably because I scored, which tells you a lot about their relationship.
He was sort of joking though when I watched it.
Yeah.
It was like,
I don't think he was, mate. I think he said that just after because I think he knew that he was fucking letting the cat out of the bag a little bit. I think it goes. It's not. We have heard this before, haven't we? So, they have got obviously they're not the greatest relationship. So
it can't be so bad that for him to the fact that he's playing him. So there's got to be. Thing is, I think Callum Wilson is a professional. I think Nuno's a professional. I think Callum
probably looks at what's his name? Pablo, running around, and he's probably thinking I could do a better job.
Yeah, I think it's just probably frustration that Callum thinks he should be playing more. He wants more minutes,
but that's good. That's good for the football club.
That is good. No, that's what I'm saying. I think what you're saying is, I think their relationship just boils down to probably disagreement over playtime. I think
I've heard that it's because fucking Nuno takes a bit of a strong stance about being called bald. I think apparently that's what happened. With
that's
James
just people taking the piss because that's what the rumor was about James Ward-Prowse. Like the rumor is that James. So I think people are just taking the piss.
No, but apparently there's video evidence of this, and they had, when they all got the trims.
Right.
And he said something about getting a trim or something like that to Nuno, and Nuno wasn't fucking apparently didn't even laugh. Nuno probably had a big lovely head of hair, and he's probably missing it.
Oh yeah, like I think So I think the fact that Wilson come on and score such an important goal, I think Nuno will probably look and see and think, do you know what? Maybe I should call upon him more. Maybe I should rely on him more because he can score in the big moments. Pablo's not scoring. Pablo ain't got a goal yet, although he does work hard. And Tatty's not he's not a natural goal scorer in that box. You know what I mean? He's not a natural finisher like Callum Wilson.
He's lucky he's a natural walker after last week.
Yeah. But so Nuno may, in the situation he's in, may swallow his pride and go, yeah, do you know what? Maybe I should start him. Maybe it is time to
listen. I am one of them people that I like winning teams should carry on. You know what I mean? Like, and I know he was a massive start, but it works with Pablo. I know fucking sometimes it does, sometimes it don't. But there's no doubt about it. Since them two have come in, whether you like them or not, results have fucking changed. Them two and disaster have changed our season.
I don't think it's just down to them two. I think it's down to a lot of things. Disassi being one of them. Paqueta getting out of the club. Paqueta getting out of the club, which freed up the likes of Somerville to perform. But yeah, Tati and Pablo have to take some credit. The thing is, with me tomorrow, I look at it and I think, do I prefer Wilson to come off the bench or do I prefer him to start? Because I don't think he's a 90-minute player. What do you want when you're looking for a goal with 10, 15 minutes to go? A Callum Wilson. So it's a bit of a risk starting him because we might need him. But then again, you start the game well, you get a couple of goals, and then you can.
And that's what he done against Bournemouth. You remember Bournemouth? We went to Bournemouth and nobody fucking give us an open L. And I'll tell you what, they was two of the greatest centre forward goals I've ever seen at West Ham, ever. And I've seen some fucking good forwards at West Ham. Not many, but a few. They was two of the most natural centre forward goals, like great finishes. I think, there is definitely room for someone like him. But, the problem is normally when he comes on, we're chasing results, and anyone that's fucking creative enough or anyone that sort of suits him has already come off as well. So, yeah.
Shout out to Rich, £2 super chat. Bald is beautiful, but having a Barnet is better. I disagree, mate. Bald life, mate.
All bald people say that. All bald people say that.
My brother's just had an ear transplant. How about
that? Mad. Embrace the baldness. Embrace it.
Listen,
honest.
I remember when I went bald, mate. I remember the boys there used to call me Alan Shearer, and Alan Shearer haircut. But it is what it is, It is what it is.
Yeah. So in terms of tomorrow, are you all in favour then of keeping the same team, not making any changes?
Yeah, the only one I would sort of look at changing would maybe be Pablo, but that's just because I don't think he's offered much in the last couple of games. I could maybe, if they was to switch it up. I mean, we haven't seen Traore for a long time, so I don't know what's happening with him. But maybe going with Callum Wilson tomorrow and just changing it up a bit because. Look, we need some of these players to be fresh, and maybe Pablo coming off the bench and getting himself a goal might give him a lift. So maybe dropping him and then bringing him on, because players don't like to be dropped. When they're always in the team, they're comfortable, and they get too comfortable sometimes.
Yeah.
So
I think with Wilson, I'd probably start him because. I think scoring a goal like that is such an important goal. And just scoring in general, I think you've got to be able to earn your way into the team. You've got to be rewarded. And the fact that Pablo hasn't scored, but you know, like I said, he works hard and he has done other stuff. He's got an assist. I think it's a good opportunity to go, right, Callum, you're going to get more time because, you know, sometimes you get it coming on with 10 minutes to go. And I think as a striker, you need that time to, you know, get more opportunities in the game and just have a few more chances. He's not always going to be able to just go, right, one chance, one goal. I would start Wilson and give him that opportunity because I think he's going to be hungry. He's going to be confident. He's going to be buzzing after that. And he's going to want to prove that he should be starting. So, yeah, I say start Callum.
Would you drop Pablo?
Yeah, I think I dropped Pablo. Yeah, I think I dropped Pablo.
No, I agree. But look, if the starting lineup comes out tomorrow and it's the same team again, it's still a decent team. I just think it needs a bit of freshening up, and sometimes just one change can make a difference.
Yeah, like Desarcy. He's made the fucking world of difference. And Amanson. I've got to say that. Amanson's made the fucking world of difference as well. So there we go.
So you keeping the same then, Nick, or are you changing? Like what you said, you didn't really say.
I'll keep it the same. See how we get on.
All right. Well, yeah, like I said, we'll see it. And look, we win our game, and then we just go out Villa do the business. Obviously, Villa, you know, there's a lot of debate over whether it was a good result, them losing for Sunday, or a bad result. Are they going to rest players? Are they going to rotate? Are they going to feel like, do you know what? We ain't won our last 2 games. We're at home. We need to get some confidence. We need to put Spurs to the sword. Let's go start strong and then take the heavy hitters off. Like, you know, that's what remains to be seen.
They need a win, don't they? Because they're still going for that Champions League position as well. I know, obviously, they've got Europa League where they can qualify it through, but I think they'd want to do it through the league positions as well.
Well, and the thing is, right, they're 5th at the moment, right?
Mm.
And I'll tell you the points. They're 8 points in front of Brighton, right? So, you know, there's 3 games. They've got Tottenham tomorrow. Then they've got Burnley. But the last 2 games are Liverpool, Man City. Lose that Tottenham game, it could be enough games for them to lose it because they could lose the Villa one. They could lose the City one quite easily. They could even fucking lose the Burnley one. So, you know, they're going to look at Tottenham. They're like, as much as Tottenham think they're going to win 4-4, form table don't lie. They're the fucking worst team in the league at the moment. They're going to look at that game, go, get that done, get that dusted. I think we'll beat Burnley. Then we'll and if listen, I know they lost the game on Thursday, but I think they've got a massive opportunity there against Nottingham Forest. I'd still fancy Villa at Villa Park to overturn the result. So
yeah, no, I agree. And it's also a big day in the Championship tomorrow. It's the last game of the season, and obviously Middlesbrough, Millwall, and Ipswich are up for that second spot. And it's a big day. All 12:30 kickoffs as well. I don't know why they just didn't do them at 3.
No, it's stupid. Yeah,
maybe it's because they can put them on a telly at 12:30. I don't know.
They can put them on a telly, and then everyone that's going to the Premier League games can watch them games, can't they?
Yeah. No, it's going to be a good day tomorrow. Good weekend. It's a bank holiday weekend as well. Shame it's going to rain, but
are you wishing Millwall luck, Roy?
Not really.
No.
Not really. I mean, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't mind to see him up in the Premier League just to have that. Because we always talk about rivalries. I think we need our proper rivals in the Premier League. When Tottenham are a London rival, but when it comes to rivalries, West Ham and Millwall have got history. There's hatred there. And to play them in the Premier League. But look, one of my mates, he's a season ticket holder at Millwall. Him and his dad have been going since he was 5. He's the same age as me now. So he's been going over like nearly 30-odd years, 35 years. And fucking, they don't want to be in the Premier League.
No.
They do not want to come up. They're like, nah, I don't want to come up. They said, it's fucking weird kick-off times.
Shit.
VAR, we're going to get battered probably every week. And the press are just going to write shit about us every week. So I'm happy in the Championship. We won't go down. And they like it there. But then again, I said to him, but imagine playing us at the London Stadium. Imagine us playing you at the Den. And he went, yeah, I know, when you put it that way, so I won't mind battering you lot twice.
Hear about this, right? For a sliding doors moment. This is a fact. When Leeds got relegated, it was Spurs that put them down at Ellen Road. Now they can avenge that and relegate Spurs at White Hart Lane.
Thanks for that, Michael. I will hold on to that stat. And
keep that in your pocket, no?
Yeah, keep that in your pocket. Put that in there. Later on, you can take that out and consume that because that is top
and
stuff.
spit it in the face of Tottenham fans. That's what I'll do.
I'm just, you know what? Let's just say that it does happen. Would you say that like this would be the biggest shock in Premier League history?
No,
like not so much. Like I know people are going to say Leicester winning the Premier League, but for a club like Spurs to see how their downfall over the last couple of seasons, and to see a team like Spurs getting relegated. I mean, like when we got relegated, and like when Newcastle get relegated, and Villa, we're big clubs, but I just think like
you got to think Newcastle were Spurs. They was fighting for championships. They was in Champions League semi-finals. They were the same. So I put that on the same par as them. The biggest shock in the Premier League ever was Leicester winning it. That's fact. You know, there's going to be no bigger shock ever than that. But in terms of listen, it's one of them so-called Big Six clubs, isn't it? That's what makes it think it, and that's only Sky's doing. I don't think. Listen. I've heard the downfall with them has come since Kane and Son left. Kane and Son were two generational players. Kane especially. You see what that kid is doing now at Bayern Munich. He's one of the world's best players. Fact. And they had him for 10 years. He carried them for 10 years. And he is a player that can put any team into that higher echelons, right? When he went and Son started getting old, they've got no quality. They've got no quality. They was carried on the back of them two for ages. Ericsson as well was a fantastic player. They had that and the Viral, who I thought was a fantastic player. The goalkeeper. Look who they've replaced them with. And then,
they had Dele Alli at the time when he was playing for them was fucking unreal.
Who was absolutely unreal. Yeah, that they still think they're that Tottenham. They still think they're that Tottenham, but they're not. You look at what they've got around there now. Like, I like Kulusevski, but he doesn't hold a fucking candle to any of them players I just fucking mentioned. You know what I mean? Like, you know, they ain't got Harry Kane up front anymore. They've got Dominic Solanke, who scores fucking 4 a season. It's Richarlison instead of fucking, you know, Dele Alli. They're chalk and cheese, and they still think they're that fucking Tottenham. The warning signs have been there for a couple of years now. And last year, they should have fucking took that and fucking took it as a warning and had it as a, you know, something that humbles them. Because, you know, when everyone was saying at the beginning of the season after they signed Kudus and we was laughing, and they're going, it's just because we took, it's copism because we took your best player. No, it's because you've paid £65 million for a geezer that in 6 months' time won't want to fucking play for you like he did for us. You know, and that is the sort of characters they've gone for. They've gone for the big time Charlies, but the big time Charlies. This is the thing with the big time Charlies. When the fucking big time Charlies have to fucking roll up their sleeves and fight, the big time Charlies are like, "See you later, I'm off." That's the problem, and they ain't Kane, Son, Tottenham anymore. They're Solanke, Richarlison, Tottenham. Fact. So, listen, that Europa League win last year. You know, brushed over a lot of cracks for them. That was on any Premier League team in that last year, including us, would have beaten all of them teams to get to the final and win it, including them two.
Apparently, UEFA have come out and said that that decision to change it so the Champions League teams don't drop down anymore is like cost them a load of views. They're hemorrhaging viewership, but they stand by it because they think it's made the Champions League better. But they see that it's affected the Europa League negatively.
It's you know.
You look at the teams that are in it. There are teams that we played in the Conference League that are in like the quarterfinals of the flipping Europa League. And shit.
I know they beat Frankfurt, but Frankfurt weren't the Frankfurt that we played. You know, so
no. So yeah, listen, big weekend. Let's. Fucking stay tuned. Like I said, I'll be doing a watch along tomorrow and a hate along for the Spurs game on Sunday. So stress levels at an all-time high for West Ham fans once again. It's a good job. I'm already bored. It's a bloody good job.
I'll be there.
Yeah.
I'll watching the game and then I'll jump on and do a reaction with Dan after. And then, I'm going out tomorrow night for a couple of hours, going to see the new Michael Jackson film. So I'm looking forward to that. I
want to go and see that. I was going to see that the other day.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be good. I just don't like biopics because they talk so much shit. Like they make so much stuff up, and you're watching it like the idea of, okay, this is supposed to be their story, but when you know certain stuff, you're like, that didn't happen. That didn't happen.
Yeah, apparently they've brushed over a lot of things. You know, I was going to say.
Well, no,
but
there's another film. There's another part coming out. So,
okay. Yeah. But
yes,
do you know what I went and saw? I don't know whether I mentioned this last week, but I went and saw that Stranger Things show the other day, and that is one of the best things I've ever seen. That's the God's honest truth. That was fantastic. The First Shadow, I think it's called. It was fantastic. I highly recommend it to anyone that's a Stranger Things fan. That was absolutely stunning. 2-0 leads now, by the way.
2-0. Safe to say, Nick, they're not going down.
Nope, safe to say. Good luck, Leeds. I got it wrong.
So what's your before we go, what's the score predictions for tomorrow then?
Yeah, that's a shout.
2-0. West Ham.
2-0.
I'm gonna say exactly what I said last week, because what I said last week happened. A very nervy, tight 2-1 win. And I'm gonna go the same this week.
Yeah.
Nervy, tight 1-0 West Ham, I'm gonna say.
Because that was last week was a very fucking nervy. Like when they equalised, you could just feel it around you. You're like, oh mate. And when Callum Wilson scored, like that stadium, I'll be honest, I think that's the loudest I've ever heard that stadium. And I'll put that up there with when Yarmolenko scored against Seville.
Yeah.
It was fucking loud. Like,
yeah,
it was just like a relief. Like, because you just think, oh no. And especially when you're looking at the league table and Tottenham are like, we've gone back in the bottom three. And I think you're celebrating not only for the winner, but you're also celebrating going back above Spurs. So it was double celebration. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Just before we go, lads, I wasn't at the game last week because I was at Wembley with Midnight Sports. You can go and check out my new channel, Local Nicky, at Local Nicky on YouTube. And there's a new video on there, so go and support the channel. Give it a sub. I'm trying to get 1,000 before the end of the month, so I've got 30 days before to do that. So yeah, go and have a look at that. Check that out for me and give me some support. It's a love of what do you call it? A labour of love project. So yeah, there we go. Thank you very much.
There you go, and also check out OK Jersey, okjersey.com, QR code if you like. 10% discount, Nicky 10. Go and get that. You can get some, like I said, I've got this Larry Zorro from One Piece Japan shirt. You get some your West Ham shirts, retro and new, your internationals. World Cup season is coming up. So go and get yourself some gear off OK Jerseys. A lot of people have bought stuff from them, from the channel before. You can see people said brilliant. Like, better than paying 60 quid. So do go and check out OK Jersey and get some gear in, and yeah, that's it.
There we go.
And as we're promoting stuff, we've got another night at the Brewdog that I sorted out today on the 28th of May.
Oh, is that been confirmed now?
Yeah, Boys of 86 night with Mark Ward and Alan Devonshire. Tickets should be going on sale Monday, I believe. So be quick because it's going to sell out quick. And yeah, it's going to be another good night at the Brewdog with two heroes from that season. So yeah, looking forward to that one.
Lovely. Yeah, great. Yeah, all the tickets will be available. They'll be posted all over our socials, and everything will be posted on the Brewdog website, of course. But thank you very much for joining us. One thing left to say, boys.
Come on, you irons.